I want to start today's episode by doing a small experiment. Imagine you're looking at the world through colored filter. For our video viewers, you will see a demonstration on your screen. For our audio listeners, picture this in your mind's eye. First, we see a world through a vibrant yellow filter. Everything looks warm, inviting, full of opportunity. Now the filter changes to cool blue. The same scene suddenly feels calmer and more subdued. Finally, we switch it to gloomy gray. The world now appears challenging and perhaps a bit threatening. These filters represent our paradigm, the mental framework that colors our perception, influences our decision, and ultimately shape our reality. The fascinating thing is, most of us don't even realize that we are viewing our lives through these filters. We simply believe we are seeing the world as it truly is. Welcome back, listeners, to another enlightening episode of Tanvision Podcast, Understanding Mind and Purpose. I am your host, Tanvi, and we are taking a deep dive, this time into paradigms, the habits that truly shape us. Today, we are going to learn how to recognize personal filters, understand how they affect us, and most importantly, discover how we can change them if they are not serving us at all. To guide us through this journey, we are thrilled to welcome back Mr. Ahmad Fadl, a human behavior specialist and creator of VMG Methodology. Ahmad, welcome back.
Thank you, and grateful to be with you.
Thank you. Before we dive into today's episode, I want, if it's possible for you to do a quick recap on VMG Life Methodology, please.
You know, when we talk about VMG, I think most of who's following us will recognize that we say VMG, and V as a value, human highest value. So V stand for the value, and M stand for the mind, and G stand for the goal. So VMG, if you discover your highest value, number one, and you let your mind understanding this is your mission in life, then you need only to set up a goal to yourself to achieve it, and that's actually the fulfillment. This is the life. This is how human being should live his life to achieve happiness and health.
Fascinating. Let's explore together, Mr. Ahmed. Our topic today is understanding paradigms, the habits that shape us. What exactly is the word paradigm mean?
The word itself, it's very old word. It's come from the Greek. In fact, they say paradigma. Everything that the human have in his mind, and that's his behavior, his culture, his daily habit, all the information being accumulated in his brain and become his behavior, that's the paradigm. I'm trying to make it as easy as much as I can. So paradigms in charge of our behavior. This is who we are. So all the information that we accumulated and that stayed in our mind, our behavior, that's our paradigm.
Great. Let's dig a little bit deeper into paradigms. Now, you said that it is our habits, and I don't think you said habits, but what I understand from what you said is actually our behaviors that come out of paradigm.
It becomes habit.
It becomes
because
habit.
If you use usually, if you do it daily, it becomes habit.
Let's look into diving deeper. I want to explore the experiment that I did earlier, wherein I put filters. And everybody could see different colors through the screen. Now, can you explain? It was just an experiment, but I would like you to talk about it.
I like that, and this is where I think when we go deeper, people will understand it more, because our perception, for example, the way how we think, how we can relate it to the paradigm when you mention about the colors. But I want to use another example.
Sure.
When I was in Australia, I went to the farming festival, and it was there and animals there. But I saw a donkey. I heard family, Lebanese family, said like, "Oh, donkey," in Arabic means himar.
Yeah.
So suddenly his mom told his child, "Be quiet, don't say bad words." So to them, the donkey is a bad. It's like swearing, right?
It's the same in India. We say
Right.
donkey, that means he's a stupid person.
Stupid.
Yes.
While in Australia, donkey, they say, oh, where is it? They're so excited to see it as an animal. So a dance paradigm again. Okay. So when you live in certain area that, or certain environment that the donkey to you, it's bad word, like swearing, like stupid, doesn't understand anything. Other countries say, well, no, this is a beautiful animal and you love it. You don't mind to play with it. Same as monkey.
Yeah.
So you're a monkey. Is it bad or good? Is it monkey bad or smart? Somebody say you're monkeys mean you are copying people, right? In certain culture. But other people say monkey. Wow, you know exactly. You're smart to do what. So that's exactly relate to our perception, the way how we brought up, the way how we think, and any information that been placed in the paradigm, it become our own behavior. So we get upset. In the word itself, the same word could upset me, and the same word make you happy. The other person can be happy because it's different understanding and perception.
So different meaning to different people.
Yes. When I was like teenager, till almost 20 years ago, when somebody tell us in Arabic, don't be philosopher, that's insult.
Correct.
Don't be philosopher. I don't know in the idea.
Yes,
So
I
it's
was
like,
it's,
oh, what?
Yeah.
I don't know, حسين ذكر لا تفلسف علينا.
Too much, yeah.
Yeah. And talking whatever rubbish. It's like insult. If you tell me, don't be philosopher, don't be philosopher. It's actually a compliment.
Yes.
Philosopher is the highest way of thinking in a way.
Correct.
You know? But to us, we use it like you're stupid almost, or don't think you're smart.
Yeah, you exactly.
Don't think you're smart.
You know everything.
You know.
Yeah, you know everything.
So we hate it.
How are these paradigms formed?
The paradigm, it is our behavior, right?
Yes.
How our behavior been created, and why we behave the way how we behave. So let's go back when we are a child. Since we are a child, like 1 years old, up to almost 7 to 8 years old. Anything that we've seen and watched and listened, it will be our behavior in the future. So let me give you example. If I am 6 months old in the court, baby court, and I see my mom and dad fighting physically, well, I'm 6 months old in the court. When I reach, like I become like 20, 25 and get married, if I get upset, I will fight with my wife the way how I've seen my mom and dad fight.
Very interesting.
That's mean when I get stressed, because when I was 6 months old in the court, I hear fights and sound like the vibration is really hurting me, but I'm 6 months old. Okay? But I've seen the fight. I've listened to the fight. These things to become a behavior to me. Then people say, why you did this? Why you fight? Why you smack, or you get a fight with your wife? Why you become aggressive? And so I don't know, but she was wrong. But why you behave the way how you behave? That goes to when he's 6 months old.
Yeah.
Seeing this kind of scenario in front of him, with his eyes, he heard the fight. It become his behavior. So that's why. The paradigm, it's anything that we've seen and witnessed and we listen and we touched 6, 8 years in that period, it will become our behavior. So imagine this 8 years, then you move up to almost 11 years. Anything I practice or I've seen for example, the culture, wrong or right, all this information, it will become to my mind, which is what we call it subconscious mind. So the 11 years of my life, it shape my behavior in the future when I get upset, or I've seen something that, trigger the information or the scene that I've seen it in my life and I experience it. It will become my own behavior without me realizing that it is programmed with this situation, or I've seen this situation. So paradigm. All the behavior that it's come to our mind, but at the same time, it's like when you see monkey in certain country, and you say, wow, he's a monkey, and somebody else from the same culture will be insulted.
Yes.
Okay, while some other countries say, wow, you're a monkey, so you are like athletic.
Yes, you're jumping
You're
around.
jumping everywhere.
Yeah.
Sometimes, and I've seen that in Australia. I've seen somebody telling his mother telling her daughter, "You're like a monkey," and she loves it. Really, I love it. You're like a monkey, and she love it. And here, if somebody say you're like a monkey, they get upset.
Yes. My cousin was like that. I remember when we were kids, my younger cousin, he used to climb walls, and
Yes.
every time we are having dinner or something, he'll be somewhere on the shelf and all these things. And we used to always make a fun like, oh, you're a monkey.
Yes.
Sit down.
Yes.
Or you're a monkey. But for him, maybe it was a fun thing. And he associated the climbing and everything.
Correct.
And for us, it's like, yes. I understand.
As well, as I said, the donkey as well, okay? Or the dog.
Yes.
In the Middle East here, and if you say, oh, you're like a dog.
Same in India.
Yeah?
Same.
Or majority.
Yeah.
But some countries, if you tell him you're like a dog, it means you're
faithful. You're very faithful. Correct.
Again, that's paradigm. Somebody who's believing the dog is faithful, and that's his paradigm, brought up in that way.
Correct.
And this has become like, for him, it doesn't hurt. Paradigm in charge of all our behavior. When you talk about my behavior and your behavior, and that's something. Oh, is it me? Yeah. Our paradigms, our behavior. But when we are become auto in our paradigm, we become auto when we get stressed.
Yeah.
We activate the negative side of paradigm. The swearing, the hate, anything that is, let's put it this way, the negative of it, it will come up. Oh, is Tanvi like that? I haven't heard. No. So you will see the negative, but when you are not stressed, your paradigm become as kind of flexible. You do your culture, everything, but you can accept anything. Okay, but when you are stressed, you will see the negative side. If you are not stressed, you will see positive side of it. So negative and positive in the paradigm, you can say, if somebody is stressed, you will see the negative side in the paradigm, and when he is happy, you'll see the positive side of paradigm. Now, there is somebody who is really, really have fantastic parenting, for example. You will see that if he is stressed, he will be calm. He become more calm, relaxed. That's why they call them the peaceful human being. Peace, who try to make a peace. Because their paradigm is a peace.
Correct.
Okay? So you see, again, when people around them stress, they activate the positive side of that paradigm. So this is where it goes bizarre when we understand the paradigm, because some people look at paradigm as activating the negative side of it. We're not talking about negative side of it. Negative and positive. Even when I behave as a good, doesn't mean I am good. But this is, I could be stressed within me, inside me. Like we call sacrifice.
Correct.
I want to make everybody peace, but inside me, actually, I'm not happy, because not my value.
Correct.
But my mom, she's calm, or my dad, he's calm. Try to help everybody, and this is where very deep when we talk about paradigm. It is the secret.
Yes.
In fact,
as children, they go to parks, they meet other children, they go to school.
Right.
Even the media, YouTube that they consume. How are all these things form our paradigm? Everything around us?
As I said, let us put it in this frame. From the day we're born up to almost to 11 years old. As a child, anything that you witness or you feel with your five senses around you, that will goes as almost a video recording into your mind. So any action, any sound, any and a negative and a positive side of it, it will go to your mind as like a video recording, whether negative or positive. Okay. And that in the future will become as a behavior. So this is how it forms that paradigm. Okay. When we talk about when you grow up, I want to make sure that for the audience, when you grow up, then you will compare anything that you witness outside to compare to inside, to the paradigm itself. That's why we call the glasses that anything you hear outside, you will compare to inside. If it is insult, it's mean insult. If not insult, then it's not insult. So
Correct.
that's into the subconscious mind.
Correct. So same like the donkey thing.
Same as the donkey, same as the monkey, same as the dog. Any kind of word that we've been, programmed with it, either whether negative or positive, that will create our emotion in it. Okay, we get emotion when somebody, for example, tell me in the mall. Imagine you are in the mall. Somebody said donkey for me in Arabic, like himar. Straight away, oh my God, I feel like I've been insulted. But this is nothing insult. The donkey could be activities, could be I see picture, but it doesn't mean donkey, you are the donkey. But imagine somebody say donkey, that is an insult. So again, paradigm, it shape everything's around us. Our behavior come from paradigm, our stress come from the paradigm. Everything that we do in our life, 95, let me say, of our behavior and our feeling, it's related to our paradigm.
When you spoke about the word paradigm, you said it comes from the Greek era, right? Parademia.
Yes.
Then in 1962, Thomas Kuhn, he gave birth or rebirth to this word in his book called The Structure of Scientific Revolutions in 1962, I think, yeah. So he spoke about paradigms there, but more into the science side of it. Then came thinkers or renowned thinker like Bob Proctor. He is the one who gave paradigm the Greek meaning to it, the patterns, the examples, right? He got back from the science part and he gave it to human behavior. And he was very renowned with the stick figure. Can you please explain what it is exactly? I'll hand over a whiteboard to you. So if you can please explain to us in a simpler term for our viewers and listeners what exactly paradigms are through the stick figures and how you can explain this to us, please.
Sure. Right. Let me draw like a model for you.
Okay.
To see how the paradigm formed into us. Okay. And that goes to the subconscious mind, by the way.
Sure.
So, as a human being, as let's say we just been born, okay? You see this half circle, and this is, let we say, the subconscious mind, okay? This is the subconscious mind.
Okay.
And this is our body.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, I want you to imagine everything's happened to us. The first 7 years of our life, from mommy and daddy, okay, whether negative or positive, it goes direct to the subconscious mind,
okay,
whether negative or positive, okay. Now, these 7 years of our life, through the 5 senses, we observe anything around us, even if we are like 5 months old.
As you said, the baby in the crib,
If we hear some word negative or bad swearing, the more negative we will be. If we see more happiness and enjoyment life and good talk, will be more positive. Okay? But this will goes almost up to 11 years old, all information. So the first 7 come usually from mother, father, sister, brother, uncle, cousin. Then it goes to school as well. School up to almost from 6, 7 to 11 years old.
Sure.
All the information, all my colleagues, if I see, let we say, this is school, it's a lot of, the children bit aggressive, let we say, as a negative. And then it will come to me as a negative. Or a lot of nice, kind student will be positive. All these things up to 11 years old. Now, this is very important. All of these inputs from an environment, from family, it will create my behavior
Okay.
in the future. Now, this 11 years old, the subconscious mind will be closed. Now, let us say 11 years old finish, the subconscious mind will be closed.
Okay.
And will be forming conscious mind. Conscious mind connect with 5 senses. Okay, touch, smell, see, that. This will be getting information from the environment, whether negative or
Positive.
positive, correct?
Okay, correct.
Now, if this is paradigm now. This is the paradigm now. If I see a lot of negative outside, okay, consciously, through my conscious mind, I see negative. Now, does it mean my behavior will be negative or positive? Now, if this negative happened to me, it goes to my conscious mind, I will compare to subconscious mind. Is that behavior or this what's happening in front of me, is it exist in me or not? Is it been, did I see it before?
Okay.
Happened to me? If it is yes, then my behavior will be negative and my result will be negative.
Got it.
Get it?
Got it.
If it is no, it is negative, but I have positive. I don't have the negative in it.
Okay. That particular situation.
Yes.
Okay.
I don't have it with me.
Okay.
So what does it mean? Does it affect me or not affecting me? Definitely it's not going to affect me. Even if I see behavior on outside negative, my behavior will be positive because my parenting was great. So my
result is positive.
Result will be
okay. Let's give it in a little bit of what do you call an example. Okay. Now we've seen road rash, people driving
Right.
crazy. Yeah.
Yes.
Sometimes if there is a small accident, some people will let it go, relax, and
Right.
talk it out nicely.
Yes.
But while others, some people will go and really want to beat the other person
Correct,
out.
correct,
Yeah.
correct.
So that means if the negative situation happened, if my paradigm has
Yes.
negative,
Yes.
my result will be punching the other person.
Correct.
Correct. But if I have good positive things in me,
Yes.
negative situation happens, my behavior will be
Correct.
more.
Correct. It's
I
like, I will just put it into here. If let's say my mom and dad have a car.
Okay.
And since I was like 1-2 years old in my mom and dad's car, if their behavior negative with the traffic, they swear at the driver and they're not good driver, my parents. So what does it mean? All negative inside me here, right?
Yes.
Driving, not good driver. Mom and daddy not good driver.
Yes.
They swear or they're not happy or they have like bad attitude with the driving. When I become an adult and I see a negative behavior on the road, what's back my behavior?
Negative.
Negative.
Yeah.
And because of my bad behavior of mom and daddy.
Yeah.
But also mom and dad, excellent driver and they are, good driver, let us say, and they not really have bad attitude with the traffic. And I see bad traffic outside, bad driver outside. Consciously, I see it, bad driver. My behavior will be what? Negative or positive?
Positive.
Positive.
Yeah.
Because my paradigm with mom and dad, my parenting dad, is a positive behavior in the traffic during driving. So my behaviors become positive, and my result will be definitely
Positive.
positive.
Understand.
Makes sense?
Makes sense. Thank you for explaining this diagram. It was very enlightening, and I could understand what he meant by the stick figure and how it applies to people.
Right.
And it gives me perspective of understanding other people as well. So if I am in that situation, like the example I gave earlier, and you were explaining about the road rage, if I'm in that situation, now I can empathize with that other person. Yes. If that person is angry, why he might be angry, I can understand that person better.
Absolutely.
How can new ideas, like new information, be transformed into a subconscious mind? Because as per my research, its paradigms can shift, and it's not like set in stone. and even our subconscious behavior pattern can be changed. How can these new ideas be added to our paradigm?
This is fantastic questions, and I think I hope the whole listener to understand what we're talking about right now. Now we're talking about, for example, I have a lot of negative in my paradigm, for example, and there's a new idea or new things that I want to do it, okay, but it's not my paradigm, right? Is that what you mean, right?
Yes.
Okay. How can I create that idea my behavior?
Correct.
Because
That's
I
right.
like to do it,
Yeah.
but it's not in my paradigm. It's not my behavior. Now, the number one, this idea, is it I'm copying somebody else, or this idea come from me? This is who am I? And that's why we always talk about the value.
Yeah.
Now, if it is not my value, I saw somebody doing great things and I say, wow, that's good idea. I don't do it, and that person, he or she rich, or she's happy, or she's fit, whether she go to the gym, for example. I say, well, I want to be fit like her. That's a good idea. I want to go to the gym. Now, if I go to copy what she's doing, it means I need to go to the
Gym.
The gym will make me do things, not just observing things, right?
Correct.
So now this is where the challenge. If I go and start lifting weight because I want my body to be fit and healthy, now the weight to create pain for me, right? So now the subconscious mind want to protect my body, will tell me, okay, the pain, is it good or bad?
It's bad.
It's bad. So the more I will force my body to do some things not my value, even if it's fitness, I'm aware of it, it's a great idea to make my body fit, but my body will say it's a pain, then I will never gonna continue going to the gym. I might do it for 1 week, 2 months, 3 months maximum, I will quit. That's why you see a lot of people quitting from the gym. Now, if I know that this gym or this behavior, it's my value, the pain itself for me is a pleasure. That's why you see people in the gym for years and you can see them fit because they're doing their value. So to make this easier for anybody to grasp any idea and make them their behavior, of course, that's a great idea. They have to go for the value, their value. When they recognize their value, their behavior, even though it's not there, or if it's there, it's not been recognized by the mind, if the mind aware of what you're doing is your value, then the pain itself, it become pleasure. You will enjoy the pain. That's why you see the bodybuilders.
Yeah.
Do you think they go once in a week?
No,
Twice
no,
in a week?
most of the day they're there.
Most of the day. It's not going through pain, yes.
Yeah.
But they are disciplined. They go there. They look at diet, the way how they eat, of course, and the fitness and exercise. They do 3 to 4 hours at least daily, and they sleep well. That's because their value. That's why they achieve goals. So any habit that you want to do it, make sure it is your value. Then your subconscious will create acceptance for that value to make it habit. Otherwise, we waste time by getting any idea from an outside, and we say, well, this is great, I want to do it, I want to copy it. The mind, end of the day, will refuse because that creates a pain for you.
So you mean to say that the first thing that if we want to incorporate our subconscious mind with a new habit, we need to ask ourselves why we want to do that. If there is no answer to why, then then we are not doing the right way, or we're not trying to put and that's why the people quit. Correct? If the why is strong, that this is the reason and this is how it's helping me,
yes,
then it automatically starts being incorporated in your life.
Correct. And if you see, the moment the people discover the value, there is no why, because that's love.
Exactly.
No question about it. You love to do it because it's your value. But if the moment you ask why I'm doing this, your mind will tell you It's a pain for you. You will hurt yourself. The answer of your subconscious mind, if it's not your value, will give you negative answer. But if it's your value, your mind will say, that's okay, I can take it. If you know your value.
Where does repetition come into play now?
Repetitions come from two ways.
Okay.
Either I recognize this is my value, I repeat it and become my behavior, or there is a benefit for me, force or benefit for me to do. For example, if I give you, for example, I will say, today I'm going to give you $10,000, but I want you to go for 6 months gym, almost 3 times a week. You will go.
Yes. There is a reward for me.
There's a reward for you.
Yeah.
So you will go to the gym.
Yes.
Even those benefits, correct or not?
Correct, I'll go. Yeah.
So this is what I mean. If people will go for benefit, they will do it. If you will do anything, if there is a benefit for you. If there is no benefit, you're not going to do it.
Yes.
So anybody who do thing, there is a benefit. It doesn't mean benefit is a money. Because for example, you see many people go to the gym. Please forgive me for people who go to the gym for the right way. But many people go to the gym to escape from the pain from their relationship. Could be.
Yes.
Could be I'm gonna go to the gym because I have issue at home with my husband or my kids. So I go to the gym to escape.
Yes.
So now when you go to the gym to escape, is it good or bad? See? So you're creating, for example, a habit. I'm not going to say the paradigm now because end of the day to become a paradigm.
It will become, yeah.
But if you carry the paradigms almost become like addictions, okay? When you addict to something, it will be entering your paradigm, become your behavior, right? So now, if I do understand my value, the benefit of what I'm doing is me, not escaping. I love what I do. It's the gym inviting me. Not I'm escaping from the pain. So this is where I hope the audience understand when we talk about the paradigm. A paradigm is in charge of our behavior, whether negative or positive. If I know my value, then it will be constructive for me. But if it's not my value, whatever I do, even as a good idea for me, it will be bad. So even if I want to change my paradigm, to create a paradigm shift, I have to understand what I am changing for. Because people try to change, they're searching for the value.
I'm sure it's not going to be an easy process.
No. Tanvi, paradigm shift is the most complicated and difficult things if I don't know the value. It will be very pain because if you say, I want to change my paradigm, but to change it in what? Doing good things. What are good things? Going to the gym, eating healthy, is it good things? But does it mean eating healthy mean I'll be fit and healthy? No. There are some people who eat well and do exercise and collapse, heart attack and faint.
Correct.
So now we want to create a paradigm shift, but the paradigm itself, you need to recognize who you are and create the shift through your value. So the paradigm, it's the most important, I think, Tanvi, subject globally. If people know their value and they want to create a shift, the paradigm shift, it is the most beautiful way of understanding how our mind work and how our behavior
is the result of that.
The result of that. You will see it clear because people, they don't know mind. What's mind? What's mind? Is there a shape for the mind? No. But paradigm, especially Bob Proctor, when he drew this model, he drew the circle and half circle to create an image for the mind. So this is how the mind is going to be transformed, by understanding this model. So to create okay, can I do this? Can I practice this? Can I do it every day? And how it goes from an idea that I've seen it from the five senses to the subconscious mind to create my behavior, to create a shift into that paradigm. It's not an easy.
No, it's not.
Because if I see an outside idea, I will copy it. I'm escaping from my pain. This is very important. I'm escaping from the paradigm. I want to escape from paradigm. But the paradigm, 95%, it's your behavior.
I think internet is now full of these kind of copy things, I mean, like if you look
Yes.
at today's youth, Gen Zs that we call them, that they are addicted on their social media and they want to do what other people are doing just for
Exactly.
fame. But what you are, who you want to be, why you want to do this,
Yes.
they are not answering those basic questions.
Easy. Then you said beautiful thing. So people who go through the let's say Instagram or social media and they see the celebrities and they want to copy them, right?
Correct.
Majority of them they copy in what? Their behavior based on social, computer, IT. They become like an IT, right? Majority they know Instagram,
All these TikTok things and how to post and what
Correct.
to do, yes.
because they see them already in TikTok, so they go close to TikTok or YouTube and they post word, they copying
Yeah, it's like a trend now.
a trend.
Yeah, you do it on a trend. Yeah.
But okay, social media. If I want to create a shift in my paradigm, social media is a tools for me to create a shift. If I know my value.
Correct.
So, for example, you see episode everywhere. It's a mic to mic, and they talk about
These podcasting,
it. Correct,
yeah?
podcasting. Correct.
Yeah.
Now a trend,
Yes, it's a trend.
but majority of them copying other people, the subject.
Yes.
Same. You see, have a look at it.
Yeah.
But imagine people who have specializing into their value. Now I was looking at pearl diving lately. I want to go for how they
Open.
get the
Yeah.
now, and there's a couple of divers who bring live this and they talk live how to open the
Oyster.
right.
Yeah.
But how many you've seen episode about pearl diving?
Nobody.
Zero.
And in fact, Bahrain is rich in this culture.
Zero.
Nothing. Yeah.
I mean, episode to open. What's the pearl? How this? Why culture
Yeah,
pearl?
yeah.
That
Yeah.
with a diver, with somebody who is interested.
Correct.
So this is what I'm saying. You could have, you can be in the social media in your value. Wow, fantastic.
And then one thing I know there is, there's so much of misinformation.
Correct.
And people use these podcasting tools to spread these kind of misinformation out there. And young minds who are, susceptible to gain more information,
Yes.
they watch these things and then they misinterpret the story.
Correct.
I'll give you an example. I started Tanvision maybe in 2021, and I was I did not know what Tanvision was and what it means to me and what I want to showcase to other people. The only thing that I knew in my heart that I wanted to make it a community-based thing. That's it.
Yes.
I did not know how to go about it.
Right.
So I did a lot of things here and there, trying to dabble into things. But I did not deviate from the main core of what I want this product or Tanvision to be. I took a break from social media for almost about a year because I was so lost. I have this brand Tanvision, but how I want to cultivate it, I have no idea.
Right.
And do I want to continue it? Do I don't
Right.
want to continue
Yeah.
it? So there was a lot of back and forth in my mind,
Right.
how to do it. And there was a
Right.
lot of tug of war in my mind.
Yes.
And there were times that I was crying at night that I want to do it, but I don't know. I feel lost.
Yeah.
And it's a information that is like I can feel it, but my mind was rejecting the feeling. And 1 year it took me to understand what exactly I want to get it to. Now, when I was going back and trying to think why I had this tug of war inside me. Now, this is where I connected to paradigm, and
Yes.
it is very interesting for me to talk about it. See, I came from a household, especially my mom and dad. I will not talk about my grandparents, but my mom and dad, they've been salary people. Or for us, it was basically my mom goes to work, my dad goes to work. At the end of the month, they have a salary. And this is how I grew up. Job is security. This is what was ingrained in my paradigm. That is why it took me about a year to realize and weigh the situation in my heart. Till today, there are times that I go back and like, I have that frustration because my mind is fighting it big time.
Yes.
Because fighting the sense of security
Correct.
that I have grown up thinking. I have worked until 2020. I had a job until 2020. It's been 4 years. I don't have a job. I don't have a steady stream of income. But that 2 years ago was a big problem for me. Now I don't see it as a problem. I see it as an opportunity for me.
That's excellent.
However, my question now comes here. Why do we feel this pain when our mind is getting new information? We are open to that new information in our subconscious, but then I feel there is a fight within our subconscious. Resistance.
Yeah.
Why is that happening?
Okay, that's very deep. I love that questions. What's happened into our brain, okay? Mind, but there's a brain, okay? All our behavior, it's brain cell.
Correct.
Being built in it. Remember the 11 years old, okay?
Yeah.
From 0 to 11 years old. We are not creating brain through shifting things. No, we are actually downloading. So the first 11 years is download immediately from the environment. Now remember, after 11 years old, the subconscious close, open the conscious mind. This is the problems now. Conscious mind, we call it conscious mind, but actually this conscious mind get the approval from where?
From our senses? No.
Get the information from the sense.
Okay.
Negative or positive, right?
Correct, yeah.
So now I get negative. Now proof to do it or not to do it?
This is from our subconscious.
From subconscious mind.
Correct, yeah.
So that's the 11 years old. Did I been born in that or trained with that?
So there's a fraction of seconds information that passes between our two minds. Yeah.
See, if it is not in the subconscious, your body will never move. Why not gonna be moved? Because to move, you require a brain cell. So now the difficult that you're talking about. If it is a new behavior, it means you need to create a new brain cell. Firing and wiring in the brain. This is the pain. If it is not value, it is like, my God, it's like you're lifting 100 kilo to create the brain.
So neuroplasticity. Neuroplasticity.
Then how to do that?
Yeah.
With the new thing, it's not an easy.
No.
Unless from the value. And that's why if you want to create, for example, now what you're doing, the example you put it in you said 2020, 21, you're almost in tears for that.
Yes, I was.
You want to do it.
I want to do it, but I don't know how.
But you put pressure.
Yes.
Whether we call it close to value or practice it bad, but you practice it in paradigm shift. You've changed your paradigm. Correct or not?
Correct.
So now when you do it, for example, the first time you put like the mic and this, I'm sure the first time you like nervous.
Oh, yeah.
Can I touch this? Is it shaking? Now maybe it's quick and piece of cake for you, right?
Yes.
So now you already built this neuroplasticity.
Yeah.
You already did. So it's a piece of cake. If tomorrow it's okay, we're gonna have live broadcast.
Yeah.
How a challenge for you?
No, it's not a challenge. In fact, do you remember our very first episode in season 1? The first 2 episodes we recorded in front of a live audience.
Yes.
I never told you the reason why I did that.
Okay.
I wanted to push myself from the very beginning. Even though I know that when I go back and listen to the first 2 episodes, which I have recently, I feel that there is a lot of things I could improve.
For sure.
But I do not want to delete anything from there.
That's
because
history.
It's more than history. It's something that because where I started and what I am today, there is a proof of me to see where I am. So it's like the 1% improvement. I always say Kaizen. So the 1% improvement that I have every day towards what I want to achieve, I apply it. So,
correct.
So this is the Kaizen philosophy. Yeah.
Excellent.
and I want to apply it on me every day. So in order for me to keep changing, I want to measure my daily improvements.
But you're conscious about it.
I'm conscious
You know
about
what you're doing.
Yes.
So if your mind doesn't have any idea about Kaizen, about VMG, you'll quit.
Yes.
But now you see the challenge. In fact, this challenge, just negative, the challenge itself, it's like a pleasure for you. So wow, that's what I say, I'm gonna delete that. Some people say, oh no, I don't want to see it. It was so bad. No, it's beautiful.
It is beautiful. Yeah.
You know?
It is beautiful.
It's a part of the history.
Yeah. Just last month, many of you guys might know that in my first season, I was producing episodes every 15 days. So 1st of the month, 15th of the month. So there was a sense of pressure I was adding to myself that I want to produce one publish one episode every 15 days. Yes, I was giving myself a vision, how to do it, where to go. But unknowingly, I was putting a lot of pressure on myself. So when this season came out, the first episode came out, I said, okay, 1st of July, the first episode comes in. 15th of July, the second one. You won't believe, from the 1st to maybe the 10th of July, I was so busy doing other commitments that I have regarding Tanvision with my social media. There was a lot of new things I decided to do on social media. So a lot of my work plan went towards that, to create a content for my social media. And I'm a one-person show. I do everything by myself. So this editing, even though we had recorded the second episode, the editing of the episode kept delaying. And I was getting very, frustrated. And there was again a tug of war in my mind that I have to put it out on 15th. How come? I'll be late. I cannot do this to myself. So it's a sense of pressure I was putting. Then on 12th of July, I said, okay, now enough of everything else. I have to start working on this episode. You won't believe, I opened the editing format. I edited the entire, I would say the 20 minutes of that episode. I said, okay, it's end of day, switch off the laptop. The next day, my laptop went into auto, update. So when I opened the laptop, opened the software again, the entire 20 minutes vanished. So now I have literally a day and a half to edit about an hour and a half of video and audio to mix it, to create content and put it out there. I couldn't sleep at night because my mind kept waking me awake that, no, you have to put it out there. You have to put it out there. But then I had a very deep conversation with my husband and he's like, listen, are you enjoying this process? Yeah. I said, I love it. Yeah. I love editing. I love this whole concept, what I'm doing. He said, then why are you putting pressure on yourself? Use this as an opportunity. So if you've lost the whole 20 minutes of video and you have to start all over again, use it as an opportunity. And it was like a light bulb moment. And I said, you know what? I'll start all over again. And I started with a smile.
Right.
I started it with a smile and it took me a day and a half and the video was out. I felt like I know what I'm going towards and what I'm working. I'm very close to discovering my value or understanding my value. So I know that what I am doing, these small steps that I'm taking is towards that value.
Correct.
And these things that I'm facing is kind of creating a paradigm shift in my mind.
Absolutely spot on. Now we're talking about this episode about paradigm shifts. Yeah. And you are actually fantastic model of saying that, talking about it, and you're living into that paradigm shift. Yeah. Now, each human who want to create a paradigm shift have to understand where they are going. Otherwise, this shift, we are keep shifting, putting information, adding information like ideas, but we are not shifting the paradigm. We are putting more data, information and application in our mind, creating more behavior, but that behavior is a negative behavior, even though it's good, but for us it's not the highest value. But the moment you are putting into the recognizing the highest value, you not. For example, I'll ask you straight questions.
Yes.
How many behavior from the old behavior stopped now?
A lot of them.
Can
A
you
lot
see?
of them, yes.
And you are injecting a new behavior. Almost there is a lot of space after you're deleting a lot of that
old things.
behavior.
Yes.
It's like, oh, I have plenty of things to do.
Yeah.
But even though you are busy as well, but you have plenty of things to do. Correct or not?
Yes.
Even though you're busy.
Yes.
But you find, my God, how many, like, I'm sure if you go back to your mind, say, oh my God, I stopped almost 80% of behavior I used to do.
Correct. And like it's like a book.
Yes.
Let's take it as a book. This book has been, we've all had those books that we've purchased it and it's been sitting on our shelf for about 2 years and we don't open them. But if that book is connected to what you are or who you are, you will read it just like that.
Yes.
I'll give you an example.
That's a good one.
I bought this book, Ikigai, about in 2023 in Delhi. Okay.
Right.
Now you'll see it's all tagged already.
Yeah.
It literally took me about 4 hours to complete this book. 4 hours, divided into 2 days. So 2 days, 2 hours each day. And I put it off since 2023. 1 year and a half, this book has been sitting on my shelf, not reading. Untouched. That means what I felt like when I bought this book, I bought it because I felt it is connected to me, but I was not sure if it's connected to me or not.
Yeah.
But now, because I am dead sure that there are certain points in this book that I would like to incorporate in my life, certain things, not all, then this thing becomes an easier thing for me or easier thing for me to go. It's a joy to read it.
Yes.
And I think everyone who's listening or watching, find that one thing and start doing that one.
Spot on. To change the
paradigm.
Go to something that you love, your value, something you are really enjoying that, and start looking at and doing that. You'll see your mind accepting that easy. Before it was not clear the paradigm, or let's say the value. That book's been home 1 year and a half.
Yeah. April of 2023 I purchased it.
You see?
Yeah.
But this, now it's start linking to the value. It could be 1 month finished. Or less than that.
4 hours.
And deep.
Yes.
And sometimes maybe you repeat the page itself. You want to go deeper than that.
Correct.
To find an answer.
Correct. Bob Proctor also mentioned about gratitude is very important for a shifting of a paradigm.
Sure.
Can you tackle a little bit about gratitude?
First of all, we need to be happy and grateful for who we are. Or when I say grateful, to have the gratitude towards yourself, to who you are. Because if you don't have this feeling, if you are not grateful to who you are, things around you will never stay with you. If you are not grateful and love what you're doing and people around you who is involved with your value, the things around you are not going to stay with you. So gratitude, you need to be grateful for who you are, then it will reflect on others. You have to show yourself that you are amazing. You deserve this. It's not an ego. This is not an ego. This is understanding your soul. This is when you say, I'm respecting who am I? This is gratitude. Who give you information linked to your value, give the gratitude to them as well. Be gratitude to them, because being appreciating of understanding the new information, it's like coach, what we saw mentors on this one. If there is no gratitude, this is become destroying message to yourself. Why? People who get information try to say, oh, I've got everything. No, we don't get everything. We have minimum things, We're trying to learn every day. So being gratitude to the people around you, it's one of the secrets to keep them
humble.
Yes. This is very deep. So I think gratitude and being helpful, number to yourself, then to the others, it's one of the key to keep you living a life in happiness.
Last night, my husband was watching, some Instagram post, and one quote popped by. Now, this quote, it's a thought-provoking quote by philosopher Bertrand Russell. He once said, "I would never die for my beliefs because I might be wrong." How can this be related to our paradigm or our discussion on paradigms?
Say it again.
I would never die for my beliefs because I might be wrong. What I understand is, like, if I have a certain belief, because certain beliefs have been inculcated by our society, our
Right.
culture,
Okay.
it's ingrained in our subconscious mind. So if somebody says, I have a strong belief on something, what Bertrand tried to say here is basically, if I will not die for those beliefs because I might be wrong on those beliefs.
Now,
Yeah.
now, that's beautiful. That's why I want to hear it deeper. Now, how many people die, been buried with the wrong things?
A lot.
Majority of us. Yeah. And that's when we die with a paradigm that majority of that belief is not who we are, it's not our information, doesn't build us. So when we are dying like we waste our life.
Yeah.
Yeah. By the moment you questioning the paradigm and question the belief of who you are, of course, you will reach to life. Majority of our belief, it's culture, right?
Correct.
It's culture. We're not saying wrong or right, but if what you're doing is making you happy, go ahead and do it. Don't complain.
Yeah.
If you're happy with it, go and do it. Making you really happy and successful, that's it. But the moment you are need help and challenge and that, you have to question that. Why? Majority of family issues goes to the culture. It's not to do with other things. This is like sometimes they know the value and so the culture again, the paradigm say no, not allowed, cannot do this. You cannot leave the country. You have to stay at home. You have to marry cousin and that. That's all the sacrifice. That belief destroy everything. And imagine many people doesn't allow themselves to create the shift. That's why a paradigm shift is one of the most important tools. Now people have to recognize it and understand it and learn it and to create the shift.
Up until now, we've been discussing about paradigms on more individual level, correct? I would like to shift the focus of our conversation to paradigms on parenting. How do parental paradigms affect children?
When you see the parenting or the parents themselves, they're living themselves in their own paradigm, okay? That's individual paradigm. But this paradigm has been adapted from the family, the previous family, mom and dad and that.
Now, when they were kids.
When they are kids.
Yeah.
So this is kind of repeated paradigms in the cultures. The parent, or the parenting, let's just say, it's actually creating a paradigm for the child.
Correct.
Right?
Correct.
He's living between mom and dad. Now, the mom and dad, do they have their own personality? Or they creating, or they're repeating their own paradigm, which is again from mommy and daddy, like the grandmom and dad. I think parenting, it's one of the most important things to do, and I'm sure everybody knows about it. But unfortunately, majority of us, we are copy and paste our culture, whether negative or positive, to our children, and we want them to do it the way how we brought up. And we're missing that each child, they have unique thing, unique value. We need to create an environment to welcome that value, to create a shift in our culture. Because culture, as much as is a beautiful culture to live in, we need to upgrade the culture. Upgrading the culture only to come from people who can identify their kids' needs as a value and to push them to do what they love to do, to shine like a star, to creating a new culture. And
basically breaking the cycle.
Yeah, it is sad, as I'm trying to make it simple, but it is sad, to be honest with you, because the parents, they are living in pain. They want the kids to become the best, and because they have missed the best when they are child, and they want to be the best, but they cannot do it, so they push their childhood into the child.
So they live through their child.
So this is like almost a cycle. This.
Yeah.
So.
But don't you think that if there is a family who has scarcity of money, and these kind of conversations happen in front of the child, so when the child grows up, he will always feel that there is no money. You get what I mean?
Absolutely. You see, this is where I'm saying it's sad. So the children achievement basically to please their mom and dad.
Correct.
Not to be happy and to please themselves as a children. So majority of the children choose to please the mother and father, and they forget who they are. That's why in the future it will be repeated the same thing. They will do the same thing to their children, and the children will do the same thing. That's why we are in a circle. Now, when we create an understanding, it's only understanding. Even the parenting, they are amazing. The parenting, they are amazing. If they know what they love to do, the parents there's nothing to do with age. It's to do who am I and what I want to do now, and my value. Finish my value now. But if we don't know it, so we'll start growing, and we start become like a children, and we want our kids to look after us because we look after them. It's become like another pain for the children because I am responsible for mommy and daddy.
Yeah.
It is very pain. It doesn't mean you ignore the parent. No. Mommy, daddy is the best. Okay, we will look after them. But the problem, if they are happy, that's fine. But if there is expectation, for me, for example, myself, I lived in an environment that my parents want their expectation that we have to look after them. And my mom and daddy passed away. Now become my sister, brothers. The expectation.
Yeah.
From me to do this. And if I don't do it, it's like you are the bad child.
Yeah.
I'm old now, you didn't look after me. No, look after yourself. You need to look after yourself, you take off. If you need my help, I will go and help you. Yes, 100%. But don't have an expectation that I need to help you and you have to sit there look after because you look after me.
Yeah.
That doesn't work that way.
So it's quite eye-opening the way you put it, Mr. Ahmed. I know that parenting is one of the most difficult things that we can discuss on this podcast. And I think we are going a little bit longer into parenting, but I want to, we'll do another episode, understanding parenting, that we can divert from or deviate a little bit more on paradigm, and we can touch base on paradigm and parenting in that episode. So we can talk about an hour plus on parenting.
Absolutely.
Because here we're trying to understand what paradigms are and how to break that cycle.
But Tanvi, let me highlight something in that.
Yeah.
See, you mentioned it already, but so there's paradigm individual as a one person, and paradigm with the parenting, a family, paradigm in the culture itself, society, and paradigm in the country itself, and paradigm in the global paradigm. Okay. So the paradigm is who am I, what's my behavior, whether wrong or right. But do we understand who we are and what we're doing? This is majority, 95%. I mean, this is research around the world. 95%, we are living in survival. So subconscious mind, which is the working in the paradigm. Paradigm, it doesn't mean you're doing wrong or right. No. Paradigm is doing a behavior daily. The 95% of your behavior, it is your culture.
Correct.
How to brush your teeth, how to dress your clothes, how to wear things. Majority of us, we do cultures when we do about even the way how we look.
Yeah.
Now, if we want to create a paradigm shift, we have to understand the secret of life, not the survival. That's why are we coexisting or we are in life? That's very deep. And this is the secret of paradigm, in fact. If I want to shift from survival to a life. That's the secret of paradigm.
So the secret of paradigm, in other words, from coexistence, that is our survival, to living, which is cooperation.
Correct.
Before I get into the last part of this podcast, are there any strategies parents or us as individuals can do to ensure a paradigm shift? Parents and individuals.
Okay. Of course, if you say parents, the people say sometimes, oh, we're too old to do that, right? I'm 60 or 70 or 80, it's too late for me. No, there is nothing too late to understand and to live a life. As far as we are breathe, we can create a paradigm shift. Now, to create a paradigm shift in the parent, they need to, each parent, understanding their value, allow themselves to understand who they are, and then move to create the shift in the paradigm. Creating the shift, of course, that's a process we teach it, in fact. That goes to individual as well. Individual as well, if they live in a culture that living with their environment of mom and dad, for example, family, it's not an easy to change a shift, because if you change shift, you become like you are not a part of us.
You get alienated in that sense.
That's it. And this is where
you become a philosopher.
Yes. Don't be philosopher.
Don't be philosopher.
So again, if I want to change, it means the only things I have to understand who am I.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's a big challenge to create a shift.
Does shifting a paradigm happen very fast, or it takes time?
It takes time. I think if we understand that we want to change will come automatically.
Yeah.
It's not switch off and on. It's a changing behavior. As I said, it's a brain cell. You're creating brain cell.
Neuroplasticity. Before we wrap up, it's time for our popular segment, Ask the Expert. This is where we answer questions from our wonderful listeners. Ahmed, are you ready to tackle some questions?
Yes.
Great. For our listeners, remember that you can be part of this segment too. We post our upcoming topics on our Instagram account ahead of time. So if you want your questions to be answered on this podcast, make sure to follow us at Tanvision_PH. Drop your questions via DM or email it to us as we announce the topic, and we'll select a few to answer on the show. Now let's get to today's questions. Our first question comes from Sarah. She asks, how can I identify which of my paradigms are holding me back?
Thank you, Sarah. There is no one or two paradigms, three paradigms. It is one paradigm. Okay. Let us say which behavior holding you. The paradigm is in general, it is programmed information and behavior since you've been born up to now. Now, all these behaviors holding us in general. Now, to change it, I have to identify that behavior is not interested for me. I don't like to do it. I don't want to do it. So I have to admit I want to change that paradigm. When I know it, then I need to create a new idea, a new behavior, and to replace that behavior. So it means almost replacing that behavior. And you do it at the same time of that behavior. For example, I don't want to drink red tea, I want green tea, for example. Now, if I drink red tea, for example, twice a day, morning at 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, and afternoon 4 o'clock. Now, if I want to change that behavior, this is an example only.
Yeah.
Then I have to create green tea. I drink it 11 o'clock, exactly the same time of that.
The red tea, yeah.
And 4 o'clock, green tea. It will be the first time to be a big challenge. If I do it at least for 1 month daily, then I will hate the red tea. You will hate it. You're not going to accept it. So this is very simple to create a paradigm shift in behavior. But of course, there is sometimes talking, driving, and of course, a lot of things. A lot of, let me say, ideas in behavior.
So we have time for one more. Our next question is from an individual who wishes to stay anonymous. This person writes, I am trying to shift my paradigm, but I keep falling back into old patterns. How can I make my paradigm shift stick? I know we've answered this question.
Yeah. But this is majority of us, we want to shift, to change, but we find ourselves we don't. This is true with the mind, of course. The mind will want to protect us, okay? So if I don't shift, we want to keep me in comfort area, comfort zone. Now, do we want to shift? All of us, we want to shift. But we need to find out if I want to shift, am I shifting for for my own value, or am I shifting for somebody else? It's like sacrificing for somebody else. I don't need to change my behavior for somebody else. I need to change my behavior for whom I. Go back to the value. If you discover your value, just focus into the value, repeat this behavior that related to the value, and you can change it. So if you have a negative behavior and you want to change that behavior, the only thing that you need to replace a new idea, new behavior to replace in that behavior. But you have to do it at the same time exactly.
That's fantastic advice, Mr. Ahmed. Thank you for sharing your expertise with our listeners. And that's a wrap up for this episode and our segment. Remember, if you would like to be featured in this segment, follow us on Instagram at tanvision_bh. I hope this episode has inspired you and examined your own paradigm and behaviors and considered how you might be shaping your own life with it. Remember, the power to change your paradigms, and thus your life lies within you. If you found value in today's discussion, please take a moment and rate and review this podcast. Your feedback helps us reach more listeners and continue bringing you quality content. And don't forget to share this episode with friends and family who might benefit from our discussions today. Until next time, keep questioning, keep growing, and keep shifting your paradigm. This is season 2 of Tanvision Podcast, Understanding Mind and Purpose. I am Tanvi, your host. See you next time. Goodbye.
Bye.